everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing May's TBR to be rolled. So this is the TBR game that I've been playing every month for over 2 years now. And we're getting into May of 2024. I am not ready. I will say that right now. I'm not. The good thing is school is almost over for the kids. We only go to the end of May for Arizona because then it gets way too hot. But we start earlier the next year. You know, it's a big old thing. So, yeah, we're getting into May. We need to do a TBR game. So, this is the die that we use every single time. My son Presley, who is 4, calls it a ball, so sometimes I refer to it as a ball. And it has different colors on it. This was a toddler game that we bought for him back when he was like almost 2, I think, for his 2-year-old birthday maybe. And every single color is going to correspond to a different way of picking my TBR. So red is going to be somebody else picks my TBR, orange is for my TBR box, yellow is for cards that relate to like format of book, age category of book. Green are challenge cards. I absolutely love these ones and I feel like we don't get them enough, but they are cards that have challenges on them that we have to do to find our book. And then we have blue, which is a poll pick, so you get to vote on a book for me. And then purple is required reading because every single month I have things that I should be reading in that month. And so this almost guarantees that at least something from my required reading is going to fit on the TBR that month. Now, we are going to review last month's reading first in April. Today is actually the last day of April, so like everything is pretty much finalized now. So in April, we did have a D12 die that I rolled to tell us how many rolls we're going to do. Also, if we roll one color 3 times or more, we add a roll on. So I actually rolled the D12 and got a 7, but we did have 1 triple color. So we had 8 different books on my TBR for April. The first Presley got to pick, and it was The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I did not read this one. The second book was something that my husband picked for me, and he picked The Book Eaters by Sun Yi Dean. I'm actually in the middle of this one. I am not sure if I'm going to finish it exactly by the end of today, because today is the last day of April, but I'm going to count it as finished for now, because I'm reading it, I am enjoying it, I have just not had a ton of time to read lately. The next pick, we got green, which was to read a standalone. I picked The Remaking of Corbin Whale by Roan Parrish. This was supposed to be something that I read for the Autism Acceptance Readathon. I did not get around to it. Then we got a purple, which was for the read-along, so I did end up reading So Long and Thanks for All the Fish by Douglas Adams. Then the next pick was another Leon pick. He had to pick again. He picked The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I did not get to this one. Then the next one was a yellow card that had us pick an audiobook. I read Good Morning, Good Night by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I did read this one. Then the next pick we had was a green card that made me pick a book from my unhaul pile. And I picked The 1000th Floor by Catherine McGee, and I actually did DNF it, so it was appropriately in that pile. DNFs do count for my whole TBR game purpose. Also, they count in general. I DNF quite often. And then finally, we got a red where a viewer got to pick one based on a physical TBR video that I have that people commented on. You picked The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by B.E. Schwab. I did not get to this one. This was something that I was going to do for the Magical Readathon too. Let's just I guess jump into that really quickly. I was doing 2 readathons in the month of April. I was doing the Autism Acceptance Readathon that had 4 prompts. I completed 2 and I'm in the middle of a 3rd one, and I'm not going to be able to finish it. Like I said, reading has really fallen by the wayside a little bit this month. And then I was also doing the Magical Readathon like a lot of people were. I had 5 prompts and I think I only did like 2 of them again, maybe 3. I have not looked at it in a little while. I could potentially move some stuff around for it. Life really got in the way this time. Also, I had a different book that I was really struggling to get into, and that made me slump a little bit. And then I did DNF that one because, you know, hey, DNF. But yeah, so that was April. not the best. We don't do any punishments for not reading books here on this channel, so let's talk about what we do instead. One thing I'm trying to do this year is save $1 for every single book that I read, and my punishment is that I'm also going to save $1 for any book that was supposed to be on my TBR that I didn't read either. So let's talk about what I did read. I actually did read 11 books, and that is including one of the books that I'm currently in the middle of. I'm counting it for now anyway. Plus, 4 of those ones are ones that I was supposed to read on my TBR. So 11, but 4 of them are also included on the TBR, which means out of the 8-book TBR I had, 4 of them did not get read. So 11 plus 4 is 15. I do have my $15 right here. It's gonna go into my book pot. Last month we were at 54, so 54 plus 15 is 69. We now have $69 saved for this year just from reading books / not reading books from my TBR. But yeah, that is going to be it for going through April stuff. Now let's check out what things I want to read in May. So first of all, we have the read along. I am part of the Hitchhikers read along. I'm one of the co-hosts, and we are on book 5. This is the last book in the original Douglas Adams written books. It's called Mostly Harmless. We will be reading this in May. Our live show for So Long and Thanks for All the Fish is actually getting moved to the first weekend in May because we had some stuff come up with different hosts near the end of April. We were just not able to do it this last weekend. But usually we read it in the month and then do it on the last weekend of the month. So I would assume we're going to be doing the So Long and Thanks for All the Fish live show the first weekend of May. This still might be part of the last weekend of May, but it's the last book in this group of 5 books. There is another one that's done by a different author, but as for the Douglas Adams books at least, we're on our last one. Then I also have my book club pick. This is my Patreon book club. For the month of May, we are going to be reading After the Forest by Kel Woods. This is going to be like a Hansel and Gretel fairy tale sort of thing, but like after they were in the woods. I do believe it's magic. It is a little bit chunky here, but it doesn't seem like it's going to take too long to get into. I've also gotten the audiobook from my library for this in case I would like to listen to it that way. Instead of reading it physically, one of my things that I've noticed quite recently is I'm having a hard time reading physically. Audiobook listening, like the month of April was not the best reading month, but my audiobook listening has not really died off. Like last month and this month have been pretty much equal in audiobooks, and so I do feel like audiobooks and ebooks are much easier to read for me right now. So I do have the audiobook of it just in case. But yeah, adult fairy tale retelling, but maybe not like retelling, but like what happened after Hansel and Gretel. I'm very excited to read this and discuss with everybody. Then I have a couple arcs that are going to be coming out in June, so I would like to try and put them on the May TBR so I don't push them off too much. One is The Stars Too Fondly by Emily Hamilton. This is going to be a debut sci-fi novel. I don't know too much about it besides that I do believe it's adult, and it's about these characters that like find a ship and try and steal the ship, but then like the ship's AI comes to life or something. I don't know. I do believe it is sapphic romance in some way. I'm very excited to try it out. That one is going to be coming out June 11th, so about middle of June. And then I also have Rules for Second Chances by Maggie North. This is coming out near the end of June, June 25th. This is going to, again, be another debut. This author is actually autistic. It was something that I discovered in the lead up to the Autism Acceptance Readathon, and I really liked the fact that we're knowing that this is an autistic author. I do think there might be some autism rep in here. Just based on the summary, they had a little bit of like, wasn't aware of why she was different, but we'll have to see how it is in the book. But this is going to be a second chance romance sort of thing. It's about a woman and a husband who are married, obviously, but they're having some troubles. Like, she doesn't feel like she lives up to who he is. Like, I guess he's like sort of famous in like wilderness stuff. I don't know how to describe that very well. So she decides to take like an improv class, and he ends up joining the class too and is like helping her with stuff, and it's like, can they rekindle the flame, you know, again, because they are still married. They were already partners. So I'm very curious about this one. Then another thing that I like to try and include is something for my 12 and 12. So my 12 books, 12 friends. I think what I'm going to be trying to do this month, and again, it could change, but I think I'm going to be trying to read The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. I listened to the first 2 books in that series, so The Raven Boys and The Dream Thieves, on audiobook because they were rereads for me this month in April. And I actually have been really enjoying it that way. So I only have Blue, Lily, Lily, Blue, and then The Raven King, and I feel like that would be something very easy to do since I do listen to audiobooks like on the way to taking Presley to school and stuff. I think that's the one I'm going to try to do. And then the last thing I have here for required reading is the buzzword. So every month we have a buzzword, and the one for May is the word every. The word every has to be in the title. I have one book, which is right over here. It's Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. This was on one of my TBRs a couple months ago. Didn't get to it, but then that was also like right around the time I also realized this is the only book I own with the word every in the title, and I sort of need it for a buzzword. So this is something I would like to get on to the TBR as well. And then I think that is going to be it for my plans for next month. I don't think you guys can like fully tell. I have some carts of books back here. Normally my TBR is over behind us, but I have gotten quite a few TBR books in general, and I don't have like the best space for them. I wanted to space them out a little bit more, and we ended up with an extra cart from like, we used to have it for diaper changes and stuff, like just having extra baby supplies, and we don't really need that anymore. So I was like, I have an extra cart, let's move some stuff over. This cart is like book box stuff. This cart is full of like top high priority reads, like the things that I'm most excited for, or like sequels in a series that I have been enjoying the first book and I just like really need to get to. So I might be trying to like find more stuff behind me this time for TBRs versus that way. But also, like I said, I have not been doing as well with physical books, so I also might be leaning more into ebook or audiobook. We shall see. So the next thing we need to do is actually roll the D12 die to tell us how many rolls we're gonna do. The rules are the same, 5 rolls minimum, so if I roll a 1, it actually means a 6. We're gonna add on to it until we reach 5. 2 is a 7, 3 is an 8, 4 is a 9, 5 is 5. Hopefully that makes sense. And then, yeah, if I roll the same color 3 times, that means we add a roll. I think that is everything. So yeah, let's go roll the D12. Okay, so here we are. This is the D12. There's the 1, but there's also there, the wolf for our 12. Let's see. Okay, looks like we have a 6. So there's our camera. We're gonna roll the ball 6 times.
Yes.
So roll number 1. Try and throw it over this way, okay?
It is red. Yes.
Red. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same color as yours.
And yours.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, rule number 1 is red. Are you gonna help me pick red cards?
Oh yes. What does red have?
Red has different people.
Oh yes, like me.
Like you, you're...
And Elliot and Daddy.
Yeah, well, I'm not in this, but yeah, you have cards, Daddy has cards, Elliot has cards, other people have cards. Are you ready?
Oh yes. Aha!
Okay. From the top, it says a friend.
A friend?
Yes. So I'm gonna text a friend and have them pick a book for me. I will insert it here once we have it. Okay, so I messaged my friend Kirsty from KBF Bookish, and she has chosen Zara by S.J. Jones. This one actually did come in a book box last year, and I just have not read it, but we're gonna buddy read it in May, so that sounds very exciting. This is the first book in the Guardians of the Dawn series, which is supposed to be like Sailor Moon meets something. I don't remember. I just know that the cover and everything is really gorgeous, and I liked the idea of this one, so we're gonna give it a try.
You are gonna roll.
Oh, I'm gonna roll this time?
Yes.
Okay, roll number 2. Let's see if I can make it.
It's green, yes!
It is
My
green.
favorite color.
Yeah, your favorite color?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, roll number 2 is green.
What does green have?
Green has challenges.
What challenges?
Well, some of them are to find a certain kind of book. Some are for certain page numbers. Let's see, are you ready?
Oh, yes.
To pick one?
Oh.
Okay, green cards. Going off the top again. Oh, a wild card.
Wild card?
Yeah, that means I get to pick whatever I want. So for my wild card, I'm going to be picking After the Forest by Kel Woods. This is my book club pick for the month of May, and because we're at the beginning of this TBR game, I have no idea if this is actually going to get on the TBR, so I figured I might as well do it now.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue?
Yes. Okay. Roll number 3. Who's going to roll?
Me.
Okay. Presley's turn.
Let's see what color I get. It's blue. Yes.
It's blue.
Your favorite color.
Exactly. Okay, roll number 3 is blue. This is a poll pick for you. Do you remember what the blue cards have on them?
I don't know.
Colors.
Colors, yes.
Okay.
I want to pick the color purple.
Oh, okay, well we're gonna see if it turns purple.
It is.
It is purple. Okay, purple.
So I have to pick a purple card.
Right, now we have to pick a purple card. This will be an interesting poll pick. Let's see if this works. Okay. Buzzword.
Buzzword.
The only problem with that is I only have one book that fits the buzzword, so you guys can't really pick anything for me. Let's try a different card here. Let's see if anything else will help us. Pick another one.
A different one. I'm gonna
Okay, from the bottom. Read along.
Read along.
That's not gonna help me either. I think purple was not a very good choice for blue. Let's try again.
Okay.
Okay. 12 and 12.
12 and 12?
Yes. That is going to work because I have multiple 12 and 12 things that you guys could pick from for me. Okay, I'm gonna pick 3 things that I have for 12 and 12 and you are gonna vote on them. So the first one is the one that I talked about earlier in this video, which is The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. I really would like to continue the series. I read the first 2 books in April, and so I would like to continue with Blue Lily Lily Blue and then The Raven King in May. So this one was recommended by Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe. You can choose this one. Or I also have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This one was chosen by my husband. He has no idea what any of these books are about, basically, but it is something that I've owned for a little while. I think it is magical realism-esque or fabulism. It's about a woman who I think dies and then gets to look back at her life, I'm pretty sure, so this is another choice. And then the other one is actually one that I was meaning to read in April because it's going to be The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling. Caitlin Starling is an autistic author, and so I was planning on potentially getting it in during the Autism Acceptance Readathon, which did not happen, but this was a recommendation from Ren, from the Reading Ren. It is sci-fi horror, I'm pretty sure, and I would like to read that as well. Actually, I would like to read any of these, so I will put a poll on Instagram in my stories. It'll be up for about 24 hours. You can vote there, or if you missed that or would like to just leave a comment down below, you can do that too. I will count those into the votes. Who's gonna do number 4?
You.
Okay, roll number 4.
We're taking turns.
We are taking turns. We're doing a good job taking turns, huh? Ready?
Yes. Ah, what color? What color? Yellow. Yes.
Yellow. Okay, roll number 4 was yellow. And so that means we have yellow cards. These are about like format of book, age group of book, that kind of thing, genre even. So, Presley, are you ready for yellow cards?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Come here.
Yeah.
Okay, yellow cards. Sure. Okay. Ebook.
Ebook.
That's actually perfect because I'm not reading as many physical books. Okay, so this one I need an ebook. For this, I'm going to pick an arc because all of my arcs right now are e-arcs. I'm going to pick the one that's coming out the soonest, which is like middle of June, and it's The Stars Too Fondly by Emily Hamilton. We talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the video, but I'm pretty sure adult sci-fi. It is a debut. I think it's sapphic. I really want to read this.
I have to get orange.
Okay. Well, roll number 5 is your turn. Oh.
No.
Roll number 5. Ah!
It's orange. Yes.
It is orange. Okay, roll number 5 is orange. This is for my TBR box. I literally have every single TBR book on a piece of paper in a box that I have over here. We are still gonna pick cards because they'll tell us how many papers we can pick out of the box and then choose from that, okay? So let me fix my hand. There we go. Orange cards.
Orange has numbers.
Yes.
I got number 4.
Number 4. Okay, so I'm gonna pick 4 papers out of the box and then I will choose a book from that.
Okay.
I have also added all of the books that I still need to haul this month in here already. So everything that I have a TBR book of, it is in here.
There's 14 more days of school.
14 more, wow. And so this is everything. So let's start with paper number 1. If I can get 1 paper. I have 2 papers here. Come on. Okay, this says Runes of Royalty, if you guys can focus on here, by G. Bailey. This is part of a series on my e-reader, which is good. I don't think it's the first one in this series because I have like the whole series. I will pick the first one of the series if I pick this one. Number 2 is a Star Trek book. Star Trek: The Price of the Phoenix. This would be a mass market. Number 3 is a Firefly book. We're going to fandom stuff apparently. Firefly Life Signs. So this is in a series of like Firefly companion novels that are supposed to be set during the show Firefly. Again, I don't think this is the first one in the series. If I do pick this, I think I'm gonna go to the first book. And then number 4. Oh, okay. Siren's Debt by Richard Amos. Another ebook, another one that has technically been on my TBR before. Also, I should mention, I have not put in that new card of reading a book from a previous TBR. I've mentioned it before. I've had people say, yes, do it. I just haven't had time. But I think because of that fact, I'm gonna go with Siren's Debt by Richard Amos. It is an ebook. It is male romance. It has like singing and stuff, but I think it's like a siren who also wants to be like a pop star or something like that. I'm gonna go with this because it's an ebook. It should be easier for me to read, and it's already been on a TBR before.
I have to get purple.
Yeah, purple's the only one we have left, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, roll number 6.
Go. Yes, purple.
Okay, purple. And then roll number 6, according to Presley, was purple. So we did actually end up with one of every single color today, which is awesome. So let's do purple. Here we have Bluey to help us. And it says, read along.
I don't think that's gonna help you.
No, this one is gonna help me now. It wasn't gonna help me earlier, but that's okay. We got it now. And so, of course, for the read along, I have the last book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series by Douglas Adams, which is mostly harmless. We will be reading it in the month of May, and then probably having a live show near the end of May. So yeah. So that is going to be it for today. We have a couple physical books, although I have actually been listening to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series on audiobook. We have a couple of the 12 and 12 that you need to vote on, so please do that for me. Have a couple other ebooks, plus whatever a friend is going to pick. You guys will have seen what they have chosen already by the time you got here. I just don't know what it is currently. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. So I will see you then. Bye!